So, why do you think you're here?
I'm sure my mother filled you in all the details.
I want to hear it from you.
My mother's convinced I'm possessed.
Possessed? In what way?
I told her I had an imaginary friend.
Perfectly normal for a child your age.
An imaginary friend that talks to me and tells me things.
Well, imaginary friends are there to talk as well as listen.
I told her I had an imaginary friend. I don't actually have an imaginary friend.
Why did you tell her that you do?
It's better than telling her that I was hearing voices.
Are you? Hearing voices?
No, that would make me psychotic. Or maybe schizophrenic.
Those are pretty big words for a girl your age.
It's called the internet.
Fair enough. Why don't you tell me in your own words what you've been experiencing?
You're the psychiatrist. You tell me.
I can assess and diagnose what you're experiencing, but I can no more tell you what's going on inside of your head than you can tell me what's going on inside of mine.
Funny you should say that, but I get your point.
How about instead of describing it, you give me an example of what you've been experiencing?
There was this one time when I totally freaked out my babysitter. She was texting her boyfriend, as usual. I don't think that's such a good idea.
What are you talking about?
Sneaking your boyfriend over here after I go to bed?
How could you possibly not? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Why don't you mind your own business and watch your program?
What if my mom comes home early? Then what?
Oh my gosh, how are you doing that?
Doing what?
Ugh, you little freak.
I never saw her again.
Did you look at her phone?
Are you kidding? She had her phone in her hand 24/7.
How did you know?
I just knew.
Okay, when did you know?
Right then.
Like a spontaneous thought?
Yeah, I guess.
Or was it more like intuition?
You know, I don't really know. It's hard to explain.
How about you give me another example?
There was the time I was with my uncle when he was shopping for a new car.
It's got all of the things that you want in it. It has great gas mileage, 40 miles a gallon on the highway. It's very comfortable though. You really got to check this out. Fully automated seats. I know you hear this all the time. They're just words, but what do you think?
It's pretty comfortable.
I know, right? Oh, and it does come with satellite radio too. You get a free year subscription. You got any questions about the car, young lady?
If your dream is to be a comedian, why are you a car salesman?
Come again?
If your dream is to be a comedian, you should just do that.
Why would you say that?
It's true, isn't it?
Hey, what's the warranty cover?
Hold on a second. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that the answer is yes.
My parents and my teachers are always telling me that we should always follow our dreams.
I gotta be honest with you, kid. You're kind of freaking me out here a little bit.
I get that a lot.
I'll bet.
And how did this particular instance manifest itself?
Same as all the other times.
How many times would you say there have been?
I have no idea.
How often are you experiencing these
Moments of clairvoyance?
clairvoyance? Seems appropriate.
Every day. Pretty much.
Can you remember when you first experienced this clairvoyance?
I feel like I've always had it.
Interesting. Your mom says you've only been experiencing this about a year.
I've only been telling people what I've been thinking for about a year.
So it feels like a thought.
Yeah, it does.
What happened a year ago?
I don't know. The thoughts were getting louder, for lack of a better word, and finally I had to say something.
How did your mom find out?
That's actually a really funny story. even though I feel bad for my mom.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, honey?
Who's Aunt Betty, and why do you feel so guilty after all these years?
That's when she brought me here to see you.
Do the people you share your thoughts with always have some kind of noticeable reaction?
Not always. Sometimes they just glare and walk away, or ignore me altogether.
So it's fair to say that you're definitely hitting on some deep and personal truths with these people.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think you could do the same thing with me?
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Why?
I think you'd be too uncomfortable to effectively diagnose and assess.
I appreciate your concern, but in 20 years, I have yet to be rattled by a patient.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. You've never had full confidence as a psychiatrist, and rarely a session goes by where you don't fantasize about having chosen a different career path.
That's very intuitive, but vague.
You didn't let me finish. You feel that way because you cheated on just about every final your senior year. And if that wasn't bad enough, you had someone named Joan all but write your dissertation for you. It's nice to see you feel bad about now, but cheating's cheating, and
Okay, that's our time.
I tried to tell him.